a subset of the Murphy-Norcross schism, which is the battle over the chairmanship of the state Democratic Party. John Currie is the current chairman, and is Governor Murphy's choice to continue. Challenging Currie is Leroy Jones, the Essex County Democratic chairman, who has the backing of the South Jersey Democrats. Stacey, what are the prospects for this fight, which apparently culminates in a state committee vote in January?
I don't know who's going to win. It looks like Leroy Jones has an advantage, I think, as of now. I don't know. People could always change their votes. But it just shows the chaos among the Democratic Party in New Jersey and the split between the Murphyites and the Sweeneyites. And I think it's pretty rare to have this kind of a challenge and this kind of a split in the Democratic Party for the chairmanship. I don't recall.
It is rare. Usually, the party defers automatically to whoever the governor wants. But since we have a governor who only controls half of the party now, he's not getting his way.
I think this is a run-up to what could very well be a primary challenge against the governor in the next election by Steve Sweeney. Sweeney obviously wants his man to be the chair of the Democratic Party. That would be Leroy Jones. So I think this is a power grab, pure and simple. It strikes me, however, as really, they're taking their eye off the ball. This state has so many problems, and the fact that there is so much infighting over this kind of stuff tells me that the Democratic Party is virtually leaderless.
The analysts are writing that this is such a passionate argument between the two camps because whoever is the state chair will control the redistricting process that's upcoming. The state chairs get to appoint 5 members from each party. What struck me was that Steve Sweeney said of John Currie, Murphy's man, that I helped put him into that position, which I believe he did, but he's been in there long enough, it's time for a change. This is a man who just a week ago stood for re-election as Senate president to a record 6th term, saying that a guy who has served for 6 years, 3 terms, is ready, should be ready to pass on the baton.
Are you suggesting hypocrisy here? Hypocrisy in politics? How shameful.
If I remember my history correctly with Sweeney, he backed Currie, and then
Yes.
Sweeney wanted, from what I heard and read, that Sweeney wanted to run for governor, and Currie backed Murphy, and that was the end of that. Is
that makes sense.
So
Good
there
point.
is resentment there, from what I understand, that Currie is a Murphy guy.
Actually, it goes back to when Barbara Buono was the Democratic nominee for governor, and she chose a young politician from Bayonne to be the state chair. I can't think of his name.
O'Donnell, was it? Assemblyman
O'Donnell.
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the party establishment said, no, it can't be him. And Ray Lesniak put up his hand and said, let it be me. And there was a lot of confusion, and then they settled all on John Currie, who was and still is the Passaic County chairman.
Proving once
How'd that
again
work
that the
out?
Democrats are really organized.
How'd that work out for Barbara Buono? Didn't work out too well for her, but
Yeah.
I think it really just shows how the governor has not been able to grab control of this party, and I don't see where that's going to change anytime in the next year or two, which makes a primary challenge more likely than less. But I still don't know that it's going to be Sweeney, but I think it will be Sweeney-led.
Another name you sometimes hear is Booker. Booker doesn't become the nominee, and he comes home, and he has a decent relationship with Norcross, and he challenges Murphy, although I think he probably has a decent relationship with Murphy as well.
Yeah, I think for a Sweeney challenge, I feel like Sweeney would know that he would be able to win in order to enter the race.
He'd have to know that
He'd
he
have to
could
know
win.
that, yeah.
Yes.
And the incumbent,
He's not going to just run and
Yeah,
lose,
good point.
obviously, yeah.
the
a good
incumbent in this situation will have a lot of advantages. Murphy will have a lot of advantages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I feel
definitely.
like at this point, the way Sweeney has been so against Murphy, that if he doesn't run, it's almost confusing to me.
That's an interesting thought.
Like he's so anti-Murphy. Are you going to tell me that he's going to back Murphy?
Although they stand together from time to time. Yesterday, Thursday, at the Criminal Sentencing and Commission press conference, where it's reform of mass incarceration, they stand together and they work together. The Criminal Disposition Commission, I think, Criminal Sentencing and
Right.
Disposition Commission, that's what it was.
Well,
They just
Sweeney
make up
always
these
says
things.
that it's us ginning up that concept about them being so embattled.
And there's something to that, too. I mean, it's more fun to
good for
talk about.
business.
It's more fun to talk about conflict than unity.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
disagree.
Cynical
We-
press.
I think these are two
They-
alpha
yeah.
males that want
Two alpha males?
Alpha males that want to run the playground, and this is going to continue until it's settled. And
Speaking of alpha males, you gave me the perfect segue.